is loved so much, maybe this will work. And I know Kenny will finish up with one will go the other way. So he says, stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone, prevent the dog from barking with a juicy bone, silence the piano, and with muffled drum, bring out the coffin and let the mourners come. Let airplanes circle moaning overhead, scribbling on the sky the message, he is dead. Put crepe bows around the white necks of the public doves. Let the policemen wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and my Sunday rest, my noon, my midnight, my talk, my song. I thought that love would last forever, and I was wrong. The stars are not wanted now, put out every one. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood, for nothing now can ever come to any good. That was called Funeral Blues. And it's sad, and it still can touch sometimes what we feel when the loss is so painful. I just want to say that Maria and the family have been absolutely wonderful to Adam. Amazing is the word that I would like to use because, as Maria said, he was diagnosed probably 10 years ago, and anyone who has cared for someone that has any kind of illness knows that you kind of give up your life to take care of them. And Maria did that. The kids were always there. They were there for her and for Adam. And this was a man who made so many friends, as you can see right around you. And what we thought was we would get two of his friends that meant the world to him and ask if they would speak today. You have to introduce yourself.
Okay.
I'm curious to see.
You're curious to see which name I'm going to use?
Yes.
Wow, that's something else. I got to introduce myself, Mary says. So, I'm that one with many names. As everybody, probably mostly you guys know me, my name is Weasel Wilcox. It's William Kenneth Wilcox. My parents call me William Kenneth, but they never called me William because they hated that name. So don't ask me why I was named that way, but that's what happened. But to Adam, to Joey, to Bobby, to my brother Pete and all of them, I'm the Weasel, the one and only Weasel Wilcox. Chris asked me if I could say some special memories about Adam, so I'm going to try to do my best. First off, Adam had a smile that was contagious. You just had to smile once you saw Adam smile and laugh a little bit. He had the deepest blue eyes. Remember those blue eyes? It almost hypnotized you when you stared into them. But actually, I met Adam through my brother Pete in his R gang. That's our gang, the old R gang, Spanky and the boys, his friends. It would include Joey, Jojo, Russell, the Brow, Sam Fish, Moses, Joe Lamascola, Joey, Bobby, and his brother Keith. Adam was a great friend, and he always wanted the best for all of us. He might have learned that trait from his mom, Janet, who was a school bus driver, and like many of our moms, was always busy trying to get your car keys when you were over at a party at the house so you wouldn't drink and drive. Unlike his father, Chet, who did not mind our drinking so much as long as we didn't run over his lawn as we backed out of his driveway. I have to admit, I smiled a little when a few years ago, I went to the house to do a magic show for the twins. And they parked me right in the middle of their front yard. Chet, I'm so sorry. I even snuck back later that night and tried to patch up the grass a little bit so you wouldn't notice that much. Bobby reminds me the time I bought a Dodge Ram pickup truck. It was huge, and it had a big plow on the front of it. And Adam would come over, and in the morning we'd go over and try to plow his grandmother's driveway, which was this tiny little driveway up by Dairy Queens in Middletown, but some people know where it is, some people don't. But Adam and me went over there to try to plow, and I said, Adam, I can't get this truck down the driveway. I just can't do it. It's just too wide. It's too big. So Adam went out and bought a Jeep, right? And he didn't just have an ordinary Jeep. He had to spend thousands of dollars more to get it geared low enough that that thing can go anywhere. That thing was unstoppable. It could go anywhere. And on the weekends, we would take my brown truck and Adam's Jeep, and we'd go over between Wurtsboro and Ellenville, and we'd go up this mountain range, this huge mountain range. And Adam was always teasing me about my big brown truck and how he could do stuff in his Jeep that I couldn't do. And one time we came to this big jump, and he goes, you could jump it. Well, just go ahead and jump it. Well, I tried to jump it. The truck got hung up on the side walls, and I had a flat tire. Adam had to tow me down the mountain to get me back down. When we got down the mountain, Adam said, get in, me and Bobby and you're going to go up to the top of the mountain. We started going up, and we went up, and we went up, and we went up. And I looked ahead of us, and there was a rock that was the size of this funeral parlor sticking out of the ground up there. And Adam decided he was going to climb up this rock with that Jeep. And I'm looking at Bobby, and I'm going, Bob, we might not make it. We might be at McPhillips before Adam is. You never know, because this Jeep could roll over sideways and crash down. But he got us. We're here. So it did work. He got us there, and it did. It. We did. Bob, I was saying holy crap too, but you probably couldn't hear me. Yeah. I was backseat. Another one of Adam's favorite ride, and I've seen pictures over there of it, was his bright red 300ZX, which she could talk, right? And he named her Teresa. I remember he named her Teresa, and she would say things like, fasten your seatbelts. Your headlights are on. And Adam would say, no woman is going to tell me what to do, and you should have your headlights on all the time. But then, no woman was going to tell him what to do. Then he met Chris. Which reminds me of another funny story. We're at my house. We're having a large summer party, and we ran out of ice. So I said to Adam and Chris, you could take Teresa, because that's the fastest car we know, shoot over to the store, get us some ice, and get back here real fast. 4 hours later, they came back with the ice. The party was mostly gone. And I'll tell you what, I just said to Chris, I said, what were you guys doing that took you so long? She turned redder than the car when she realized I knew what they were doing. As the relationship grew, we got to meet Candace. And it was clear that Adam loved her with all his heart. He was so proud of her, and he treated her like her very own. I have no doubt that when she met him as he arrived up above, and they are together now, holding on to each other, looking down at this wonderful, beautiful family, growing family, because we have another child on the way. And I know they're still together even this moment as we speak. But that brings me to my last and my favorite story about my fondest memory about Adam. You see, we would often try to get together and spend some time. Chris told us it was so important towards the end of his life that it was real important that we all got together and spent as much time we possibly could. So we did. Joey, me, a bunch of us all went over and we tried to do different things. Well, one day my brother Pete said, let's take him to Mohegan Lake. So I said, okay. So I called Chris, say, we're going to take Adam to Mohegan Lake. It was about 4 years ago. And Chris was shocked when I walked in. I was a printer, and I printed up this big label tag. It looked like a big suitcase tag that you put on a suitcase. It was huge. And it said, I'm out for the night. If I should get drunk and forget where I live, please call this number. And it was Chris's number, 845, whatever it was. And we put it on Adam in case he got lost, and away we went. We stopped at Hotel Carroll, and we had first we had a couple beers before we even left your driveway. Then we went to Hotel Carroll in Port for lunch, and beers switched to Bloody Marys, and my brother Artie's favorite drink, which was Tito's and lemonades. So we had a couple of them. Then we headed up to Mohegan Lake. We finally got to Mohegan Lake. We're going to meet my grandson. He's going to come over with a friend. We're going to go back to the inn that night for dinner. And my grandson shows up a little later, so we had a couple more beers while waiting for my grandson. We finally get in the car. We drive down to the inn. And as we pulled up to the inn, we all popped a fresh bottle of beer. We walked in, and the bartender says, "Oh, no, boys, you can't be drinking those beers in here." And I don't know if Adam forgot which end was up, but he turned his beer upside down. And so we did the same thing, too. All the beer fell down, and there was beer all over the place. My grandson's looking at me like, "Grandpa, you guys are freaking wacky. There's something wrong with you here." So I finally convinced the bartender there's nothing wrong with us after I cleaned up the beer, me and Pete. And then I finally said, "Okay, we got to have some food. We need food." So we got some food. We had another beer. My grandson says, "Grandpa, I got to leave. We got dates. We can't stay here with you. What do you want to do? You want to take it?" I said, "No, it's only 3/4 of a mile. We walked once before. I dragged Russell and Joey once before going up there through the tar. Remember? Yeah, remember that? He don't remember because he was blacked out. But anyway, away we went. Now, my friend Ronnie Leibel has a house that's 3/4 of the way up. So we stopped at Ronnie's house because Ronnie had a keg in his backyard. Pete knew where the keg was and where the glasses were. We stopped by and poured ourselves some more beer. Why not? I'm not driving any longer. We're out. It was working out real well until we went to leave Ronnie's house, and Adam started to run up the trail into the woods. And I'm looking at Pete, and I weighed 60 pounds more than I do right now. Back then, I was getting real round, and I realized there was no way I can catch him going through the woods. We're going to have to call Chris, tell him we lost Adam. But Pete somehow wrangled him back up, and we got back to the cabin where we were staying, and we said, what are we going to do with him? We had a back bedroom that had like only one entrance going in. So we took all the empty beer cans and we strung them all together and made a big curtain and put them across the door, and we put Adam back in that room. Well, my daughter Jackie, when she had moved out just recently so we could use the lake house, said to me, "Dad, I took the round bed that was in the suite, the honeymoon suite inside her house, I put it in that room." So I put Adam in that round bed. Well, the next morning I went in to ask Adam how he was doing. He says, "I don't understand." He came out, he's going, "I can't understand." I said, "What's the matter?" He goes, "First off, I'm in a round bed. I thought I was making an adult movie all night." He said, "The other thing, I kept banging into this wall of beer cans, but they were all tied together. I couldn't even get a drink." So I said, "Adam, you're just too funny." But I want to thank you so much for allowing me to talk about Adam with all you today. But 2 days ago, when I was sitting in my house thinking about what I wanted to say, a poem popped up on Facebook. And I felt it was a message from Adam himself that he would want me to share with you today. It's called "Miss You But Let Me Go" by Christine Rossetti. And I typed it, I printed it out. And it says, and I hope I can get through it. "When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul that's finally free? Miss me a little, but not for long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember that love that once we shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we all must take, and each of us must go alone. It's all part of the master plan, a step on the road to home. When you are lonely and sick at heart, go to your friends we know. Laugh at all the things we used to do. Miss me, but let me go." Thank you so much, my friend Joe Myers.
Well, I'm not going to beat that, okay? But at first, I want to say that I shared with Chris last week before Adam passed, and I said, "Chris," I said, "God forbid if something happens to me, can I have my wife hire you because you are one of the toughest women I've ever met in my life?" And I mean that. I mean that. I don't know if my wife's going to hire you, but just to let you know, I mean that. And the guys that are here from the group, you may not know, but I first played baseball with Adam when he moved up from the city. We were like 11, 12 years old. He wasn't that good, but he did get better. All right. For some reason, he wanted to play on blacktop. I don't know what that meant. But what I just want to let you know, and I think everybody here know a little bit, but just what we've seen in the last week or so with what you did for this man and your family, it's unmeasurable. And I commend you, and you're an amazing woman. Just to go along with a couple things where I tried to look up some words that described the group that we associated with Adam and were part of. I was very fortunate that some of the time I wasn't there because I decided to go in the Air Force because I knew I was going to get in trouble. All right? But the wealth is described as total value of possessions. And that group that we hung out with, we are one of your possessions. And we will be there for you whenever you need something. And for you guys, the family, we're there. That's one thing I can talk about. Brother Brow, Russell, Brother Brow. Then we called him Maverick because I could let Russell tell you why we called him Maverick. Because he tried to beat the train to go across, and he had a Maverick car. That train finally came, pushed him down the track. He's okay, though. He's okay. But the other thing was, too, we did drink more Miller Nips than anybody in the world. So they stopped making them. But, you know, I'd be remiss, the Wilcox family. And this gang, we love you. We had a little difficult time meeting you and enjoying you in the way things from the beginning, but we love you, and we want you to let you know we're always there for you. And one thing that I forgot that I'd be remiss that I didn't mention, but when we were all out doing things that we probably should not have been while driving, Adam says one day, he says, let's get Bobby to drive. And we said, what a brilliant idea, Adam. We'll not get in trouble with Bobby driving. So we let Bobby drive from now on, Bob. Right, Bob? Well, he did have a fault or two, okay? But just to let you know, the gang's here. You need something. I like the Big Chill, that movie with all the guys sitting around talking about what happened. We'll do that later. But we love you, and when you need something, the whole family, we're there for you.
The family has put together a beautiful video for us. So we're just going to turn off those lights so that you can see. Can everybody see the screen?
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you when my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name, when my hands don't play the strings the same way. I know you will still love me the same, 'cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. Baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. So baby, now take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Well, maybe we found love right where we are, and we found love right where we are. Early morning, there's a message on my phone. It's my mother saying, darling, please come home. I fear the worst, but how could you leave us all behind? There's so much to say, but there's so little time. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye when I couldn't? You always saw the best in me. Right or wrong, you were always on my side. But I'm scared of what life without you's like, and I saw the way she looked into your eyes. And I promise if you go, I will make sure she's alright. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? And there's no way you could ever let me down. Gonna steal some time and start again. You'll always be my closest friend, and someday we're gonna make it out. Just hold the light, just hold the light high, high. So how do I say goodbye to someone who's been I'm doing just fine, only for a time. Where do I go from here? No, I'm lonely, but have no fear, 'cause I'll be seeing you, seeing you wherever I go, and I'll be with you, be with you wherever I go. Gone, but your love is all I have left. I'll stand tall, stay in my house, will stay in the dark, 'cause you look for me. Maybe I'm bound to break out, wanting more. I can't resist the thought of you lingers on me now. Heaven knows, no tears, but if only you were here. But I'll be seeing you, seeing you wherever I go. I'll be with you, be with you wherever I go. Cause I'll be seeing you, seeing you wherever I go, and I'll be with you, be with you wherever I go. Boy, you gonna know it all. You'll think you're 10 feet tall, run like you're bulletproof, and total a car or two. Boy, you're gonna hate this town, wish you could burn it down. That fire in your eyes is 20 counties wide. But boy, you're gonna love 17, and boy, you'll do some stupid things. You're gonna drive and kiss and throw a punch and grow up way too fast. You're gonna drop the ball, hit the wall, and break some hearts like glass. I know you will. 'cause you're a part of me, and a part of you will always be. A boy, you gonna be so stubborn. You get that from your mother. I already see it now. You weren't built for backing down. Boy, there'll be a small town night, and you'll fall for her sky blue eyes. When she's in your hands, you'll think you're a man and not a boy. She'll make you lose your mind, boy. She'll be every reason why. You're gonna drive and kiss and throw a punch and grow up way too fast. You're gonna drop the ball, hit the wall, and break some hearts like glass. I know you will, 'cause you're a part of me, and a part of you will always be my boy. 3 a.m. and I'd do anything to get you back to sleep. And that face will be the same one in the rear view the day I watch you leave. But boy, you're gonna come back home. You're gonna settle down. But you won't feel the way I'm feeling now. Until you have a boy, he's gonna know it all. He'll think he's 10 feet tall, run like he's bulletproof, and total a car too. But when your legs don't work,
First, I want to ask if we can just have a moment of silence. It's something we like to do so we can be quiet and just think about Adam and who he was in our world and how he made such a difference in so many people's lives, no matter what he did. So I'll ask if we can just be quiet for a moment. So he was a beautiful life that came to an end. He died as he lived, everyone's friend. And in our hearts, a memory will always be kept of one we loved and will never forget. So if we could listen to something he would say, maybe it would be something like this. If I should ever leave you, whom I love, to go along the silent way, grieve not, or speak of me with tears, but laugh and talk of me as if I were beside you there. And when you hear a song or see a bird that I loved, please don't let the thought of me be sad, for I am loving you just as I always have. You were so good to me. There's so many things I still wanted to do and so many things to say to you, but remember that I did not fear. It was just leaving you that was so hard to face. We cannot see beyond, but this I know. I loved you so. 'Twas heaven here with you. I think he did think it was heaven here with all of you. You're wonderful friends. If you have a chance in the next few weeks, even months, to just drop a little a line to the family. And I know we can do all this texting and everything, but the ones that show up in the mail on paper are the ones we save and we tie them with a ribbon. And when we're having a bad day, we look at what you wrote. So I want to say special thanks to his great buddies. All of you have helped and get him ready to leave, as much as he hated to do that. So this will conclude our service for Adam. And we've planned it so that we wouldn't take a whole lot of time. Everybody has said that he was just simple, but I'll tell you, he wouldn't want a whole big fanfare. But I think what the family wanted was just some time to really recognize how tough it is when we lose somebody who was a huge part of our lives. So think of them. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And reach out when you have a chance. And thank you all for being here with them. I know there's some of you that haven't had a chance to see the family, so we'll invite you to come forward now. Thank you.